Hello, this is Heidi.
Hi. I came
Would
in
you
early to make sure it works,
I am logged in twice, so I'm going to mute for a minute. Well, I'm gonna, oh, now I'm logged in 3 times. Jeez.
I was joking, I was laughing, going, anything to get quorum.
I may have to leave and restart, so I'll be, it might all go away.
No problem. I'm gonna leave and then I'll come back and see if it happens.
Okay.
Hi, Heidi. How's it going? Howdy, Tyler. How are you?
Hi, Nevin. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Gorgeous day out.
Nice.
Wonderful. Hi, Jennifer Lauren. How's it going? Oh, sorry, you're
Yeah, hi. My name is Jenna Pois. Call me Jenny. My first time. So nice to meet everybody.
wonderful. Well, we're happy to have you here. We're going to get started here in just a minute once everyone logs in. Thanks for being here, Jenny.
Can anyone hear me? Can they hear me?
I'm afraid so, Mr. Baird.
Oh, they can. Well, I guess worse things have happened.
Certainly on this channel, yes. So yeah. How you doing, Joel?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing just fine. Just getting all my agendas pulled up.
There's 2 Heidis.
Oh, there are.
I'm having technical difficulties.
Oh,
Do you guys hear an echo?
A nice tinny echo, yes.
because there's 2 of you.
So just an echo from me?
Well, I don't know. I'll say something. Echo, echo.
Nah, it's
I'm
not
not-
echoing.
I'm not hearing any. Heidi, you're not echoing for me.
And you were barely echoing for me. There was just
I
like a
can,
high pitch.
I can go out and come back in with everybody, but I can't seem to fix it myself.
You really don't sound that bad to me. There's just kind of like a whistle when you talk.
Maybe I just won't talk.
Yeah, I think you're okay. I don't know if anyone else has an objection to your sound, but I don't. And Nevin doesn't. Not to speak out of turn, but I don't think they do.
Nope, took the words right out of my mouth, Joel.
I think I fixed it.
Yep, sounds better on my end. So
I like that.
Wonderful. All right, let me just take count of the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we've got 7 people here, which means we have quorum, which means that I can do the fun thing I get to do and call this meeting of MCTAC to order at 16:02 on Monday in May. Good to have everyone here. Just to jump right into the agenda. Heidi, do you need to do a roll call, or should we be good in that front?
I think we should do introductions for Jenny.
Lovely. So I think we will. I'll just go on first, and then we'll go over to Jenny. If we could just have everyone introduce themselves and what they're doing here on MCTAC. We're very excited today. We have a new member of the Missoula Civic Television Advisory Commission, Jennifer Lauren Nielsen, who's joining us. My name is Nevin Graves. I'm the chair of MCTAC. I'm a video producer and other sort of community organizer here in town, and really excited to be in my favorite meeting of the month, where we get to talk about all the great stuff on channel 189 and 190. So I'll pass it over to you, Jenny. Thank you for being here.
Hello, everyone. My name is pronounced Genepois Loren, just accepted as a typo. It's the way it works. I've been doing that for 40 years. I'm in Missoula. I'm from Missoula. I recently came back home, and I still work online. I work as a contractor, usually with human rights things abroad. And since COVID, they've shoved us into full-time production teams, because when everyone went online, that was great. We could reach more people. And so I was excited when this position became available. And it took, was it like 2 extensions of the deadline? And I was like, girl, just fill out the application. They're waiting for you too. So I'm excited. And I don't know, I'm a fan of public access in every place I've lived. So glad to be here. And Joel was nice. He gave my guest a great tour of the studio. And I think I may try and get a radio show going. I got to attend that meeting on Tuesday.
Fantastic. We're excited to have you on board. Got a chance to look over your resume and cover letter, and at some point I really do need to ask you about that ship capsizing. Jen, would you mind introducing yourself?
Not at all. My name is Jen Sauer. I represent the University of Montana.
And if folks who want to just pop in, Tyler, for instance.
Is that me next? Hi, I'm Tyler Christensen. I'm the communications specialist for Missoula County Public Schools.
Daniel on the city council. I've met all of you before, but I knocked on Jenny's door once too, campaigning, and passed it over to Allison.
Allison Franz. I'm the communications manager for Missoula County. Is that everybody? How about Lisa?
This is Lisa Mecklenburg Jackson. I've been on the commission for a few years now. During the day, I am an attorney in a private law firm here in Missoula. Welcome.
And Ginny will be along a little late. She's the communications director for the city of Missoula, and we're both from the mayor's office.
Wonderful. I think that's all of our membership, and Joel Baird needs no introduction.
I met
Joel Baird's our MCAT staffer. Wonderful. Great to have everyone here. All right, we'll move into agenda item 2, review and approval of minutes from April 18th, 2022. Did everyone get a chance to look over those minutes? Wonderful. I'll entertain a motion to accept those minutes from April.
I'll offer a motion.
Wonderful. Moved by Tyler. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, great. And I'll go ahead and throw out unanimous consent. So without any discussion or objection to the April minutes, They are so approved. Wonderful. Moving on to agenda item 3, public comment. Heidi, do we have any public comment today?
We have no one today.
Tragic. Well, we'll find Mike Painter one of these days. So search parties after the meeting. Moving on to agenda item 4, old continuing business, reviewing the current programming schedule that has been recorded. This is the part of our meeting where Joel Baird gets to tell us all the good work that he and his crew have been doing. Joel, what's the news?
All right, since we last met, for the city of Missoula, we continued our Wednesdays with the mayor, and this was about housing. And I think it got a lot of views after the fact. There were like 9 people in attendance, but a lot of people watching after the fact. So that was great. The Missoula Chamber of Commerce offered their State of Missoula annual address, and MCAT was there. And Missoula Parks and Rec had us do an organic lawn care webinar to share with people over the cable channel. Then for Missoula City and County, we did the usual suspects here at the library. So MCAT moving in the library kind of gave us an opportunity to take on tasks to promote the library services that just didn't happen, even though, you know, in the past we were butt blocks away. So every week, MCAT is recording Tiny Tales and Story Time for replay. And it's not been every week, but a series put together by the Library and Humanities Montana entitled Reimagining Death has been going on. It's going to meet its own end next month on June 10th is the last presentation, which is a film. It sounded incredibly depressing, Japanese film. So we won't be like representing that, even though there'll be a discussion afterwards. And then another series we're doing is community cooking at the library. And another series we're doing is called For History Buffs. And this is like a history group that sort of launched themselves around the Montana Room here in the 3rd floor, northwest corner of the library. The Montana Room has all kinds of genealogical records. You can read the Missoulian of 1897, so on and so forth. And this last presentation was on the history of the Flathead Biological Station. Every week, I do a guide to events and programs at the Missoula Public Library. And I just finished with the audio portion on Saturday. And I have to tell the group, though I don't know if there's any interest at all, I still have to tell you that I started a new program, which is a disco dance party for kids. And this is right after Tiny Tales and Story Time. Every Saturday at 11 in the library storage, there was a disco ball. And the lights that I utilize for the TV studio are also DJ lights. They change color, they don't put out a lot of heat. And for a pittance, I was able to buy a really big disco speaker. So anyway, I'm going to see how that goes. But if you know of any parents, caregivers, and kids that would like to dance around after story time or Tiny Tales, you can send them our way after the upcoming, holiday weekend. Oh, and then curiously, there's been a series from the Rocky Mountain School of Photography. I left out the Y in the sheet that I circulated to you guys. It's Photography Basics with Rocky Mountain School of Photography. And then also for the city county, we did the Law Enforcement Memorial Service this year of 2022. Then for county, we continue to do the monthly virtual town hall of community council meetings. Ron Scholl is assisting the county with the weekly podcast, The Tip of the Spear. And then we did a little preview of the Western Montana Fair. Fair people have booked about 22 hours of programming for the upcoming fair this August. So I guess we're going to be out there quite a bit. For the University of Montana, Spectrum had us record and distribute a third installation in their diversity training series that they've offered to all the library staff, all the people that work in this building, which number now over 70 people. And this was the HOT team training, the homeless outreach team training. And then also we did the hooding ceremony for the Blewett Law School for this year. And that's always appreciated by, people that couldn't attend for one reason or another. Then Missoula County Public Schools will continue to do school board meetings. We're going to do all of the high school graduations. And I did get a person to do flagship. So that's tangentially related to MCPS. Flagship is a after-school program that tries to give kids stuff to do in the danger hour while parents are still working and school is out. The latchkey kids. So we have had all through the spring an operative at Meadow Hill and Hellgate High School. Also, we did the class of 2022 Native American senior dinner. Then community-wide, we are going to do City Band at Bonner Park again, the whole series. We did for Missoula Community Foundation and some of the 187 or so participating nonprofits, the Missoula Gives annual telethon, and they reached their goal, $1.3 million. We did a virtual tour of Montauk. We did several programs. We're continuing to do several programs with Humanities Montana and the Missoula Library Foundation. One of them was the National Poetry Month kickoff reading, because April, the Cruelest month, was also Poetry Month. But, oh, that's down below. You see with Poets of Montana, a Missoula person is the Montana State Poet Laureate. That's Mark Givens. So he's gone on to do this interview series in the MCAT studio, where Ron's gone to him to various households. And I think they're up to about 10 Montana poets. And so they're going to do this series, and it's going to be distributed to all of the high schools in the state, you know, just like links to YouTube. They're up to 10 poets that they've done. Now, just today, I think a lot of people are aware that the Missoula Aging Service is asking for an increase in their levy. So we did a lunch and learn Aging in Missoula panel discussion here at the library. We've been doing quite a bit with the Montana World Affairs Council. The latest installment is Civility and U.S. Foreign Policy. Travelers Rest has gone to in-person Saturday storytelling. That's really nice. We've done a number of congressional candidate forums, like I want to say 3. And then the last one will be up at that 10 Spoon Winery. They have a deal going Wednesday with a focus on wildlife and public land issues for the Wednesday one. So that was the last. Oh, and then the other thing is that new outfit, Common Good Missoula. So that's going to be like a new consortium. I think it came out of the Interfaith Collaborative, right? And Atonement Lutheran Church, and they were doing, you know, all kinds of altruistic activities. And they decided to take it another step and have this this new outfit called Common Good. And so they had a program that we recorded out at the ice skate rink at the fairgrounds. And I bored you enough, except for America's Super Pageant. That's so sweet. That's down in Hamilton, and Janet Beer asks us to put it on every year. She lost a child to Highway 93, a child who wasn't wearing a seatbelt. So America's Super Pageant is just like, it's like this beauty pageant. You know, it goes against all the rules. Like, I don't know, they're just not magazine people. Like, they're trying to redefine, you know, what the beauty is and not go by that thing. But it's really to raise awareness about seatbelt use. And it's very touching. And we've done it for 12 years. And oh, and then we're going to do, I think we're going to do the annual Arts Hero Award luncheon, but it's at 4:30 this year. And a lot of you probably know Tom Benson is retiring from Arts Missoula after a very long career over there. And then Heather Adams, that had the dance collective, is filling in there. So I don't know, that's going to be exciting. It's been a long time since those guys could get together. We continue with the City Club, and they're going to meet for the first time over to the Doubletree Hotel. But we've got to check. Here's the rub. So we've been able to do a lot of live streaming from this building because we've developed a relationship with its internet and its firewalls and its proxies and all this other stuff. Well, now that things are opening up a little, people are asking us back into venues where we live stream, but we've lost the connection, right, with their IT people. So we don't know whether we're going to hit a firewall or we have to a white list with the Mac ID anyway. So we're going to hope to do City Club from the DoubleTree Hotel or whatever they're calling it, but we have to do all this preliminary testing to make sure the systems still work after these years of not using them. So that's the report in a nutshell.
Joel, as always, thank you for everything that you and your crew are doing. Lots of exciting things in there. I'll entertain any questions on anything in that programming schedule really quick. I just want to acknowledge Jenny Miriam from the city of Missoula is here. And Jenny, I wanted to say hello and see if you had any updates for us by way of introduction. We are joined today also by a new member of MICTAC, Jennifer Lauren Nielsen, Jenny. So it'll be good to have you here. Jenny, how are you doing?
Jenny, nice to meet you. I'm okay. Sorry, I had overlapping meetings and this was accidentally canceled. And yeah, I'm fine though. It's nice to see everyone.
Oh, well, it's good to see you too. Glad to have you here, and no worries on overlapping meetings. Technically, I've got one on the back end of this one. So wonderful. Does anyone have any questions on that programming schedule that's put forward by Joel? Fantastic. Seeing none. Agenda item 4.2, identify events for MCAT to record / televise. This being the part where if anyone has anything coming up they might want to see get put on the MCAT channel. Does anyone have anything coming up in your various spheres of Missoula? Going once, going twice, and we all get to have a nice quiet June.
And
So I don't have anything like an event coming up, but Joel, we did work with a local production company to produce these election videos, like election educational videos that kind of go over the process for how, your mail ballot is counted, just because there's been a lot of questions around that. Yeah. So I would think I would need to check with them to see if it would be okay to put them in rotation. I'm sure it probably would be though. You guys would be up to that.
Oh, yeah. Very much so.
Okay, I will check on that and let you know.
Okay, thanks.
Wonderful. It'd be great if we could get those out in advance of the primary election. I know I've got a ballot that I still need to fill out and take care of before the end of this. Jenny?
Were you invited to cover anything of Pride Weekend?
No, not yet. That's curious, isn't it? Well, let me ask. I'll ask Andy or David over there.
I won't be here. Otherwise, I would insist that they invite you to every event on that amazing schedule.
Oh, my stars. Well,
yeah, I think Andy's been busy with some other thing that he's working on right now.
Oh, that.
Can't remember what.
He wants to go to Helena or something.
Okay. I hear they have a good Pride too. So wonderful. We'll bug Andy. Delightful. Anyone else have anything else on things that MCAT could record or televise? Please go ahead.
In my interview, they asked about content, and the one thing I had mentioned that was very important was, does the city produce any safety training for the community? Often like local fire will teach, basic CPR or how to triage, but because of fire season and these other things, no matter if we're from here or we're new here, if any of those events are occurring, is it possible to record it so that we can, give more of that information out once it's been given, recycle it through? I didn't see anything online of upcoming trainings for people to register with the fire department or the police, but it'd be a good thing to do to add to our schedule if it is possible.
Fire was talking about, they do, I think, CPR at least for the public, and they suspended it during COVID, and they've been talking about reinvigorating that. So Joel, that would be Charity Stub at Fire, STUBB, C@CI.
Yep. Is she related to Mary Ellen at
You know, I
cemetery?
keep forgetting to ask her.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it just seems silly, but I want to know. Okay, I will do that. Yes, in the past, we have done some safety videos for the fire department. Like a favorite is the burning Christmas tree.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have a compartment where they could and another one was we did some exit ones. Sometimes there's houses that are burned down as practice, and so we've done a few, like before they burn the building down, like an exit thing, with a minor fire in the background. But that's a great idea because the presentations are being given anyway, so why not kind of spread the power of that presentation. It puts me in mind of this horrible thing, and that is, I think did the county pay to have professional strangulation? Well, let's call it anti-strangulation public service announcements made. How to tell if someone had been domestically abused in this fashion. And I thought we were running them on the channel.
Ew.
Mm-hmm.
There was there's a campaign going that involves just a lot of different agencies on that. And I know they had some sort of PSA. I wasn't really involved in that, but I can find out more.
Well, no, I've got it. I was just thinking
okay.
of stuff that I don't know if it comes under the category of safety. It kind of comes under the category of how pathetic can humanity get, I think. But actually, strangulation in Missoula County has been so bad, so frequent, that people felt a need to say, gee, somebody could be a victim of this and not talking about it, so on and so forth.
Wow.
So
That's a pretty big category, Joel.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The police department did a press release about it, and there was a presentation that was police, sheriff working together. But yeah, that's worth promoting.
Yeah.
And in that category.
Someone from the public defender's office gets arrested for strangulation.
And another one, because Nextdoor is a great resource for what people don't know how to handle. I love Nextdoor, not knocking it, but dealing with wildlife and deers that are hurt, the bears raiding trash cans on Hip Strip. Just trying to tell people, don't pet them. I don't know if they have anything going on dealing with like how to haze urban deer away, just basic.
That's a good point. I've used Nextdoor. So I don't know if everybody knows Nextdoor. It seems to be like a new app or something. And then it's kind of like neighbors talking to neighbors. And you get the same effect if you get into the Ring security cameras. People are like always sharing like, this bozo came in my yard, or someone stole a package, and then other people look at these videos, or they do give safety announcements like there's the road's closed here or stuff like that. So it might be interesting to think of if we can find some of these PSAs, or maybe make some and then post it on Nextdoor as a potential outlet. We do have a Facebook following. We've got about 4,800 followers on Facebook, and maybe 500 or 600 on the Instagram, and maybe 1,300 on our YouTube channel. So those are kind of like our social media outlets. But I had advertised our summer camps, are being hawked about, and so I just put an ad on Nextdoor. But I'll research. Do they take video? Could I put a video on there as an ad, of some sort?
So, hey, Joel, Missoula County has an agency account on Nextdoor, so we can reach everyone in Missoula County who's on there, and we can also you can say you just want to reach people like within the city limits. You can designate which neighborhoods you want something to go to. So, I mean, we're happy to be the conduit for that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks, Alice.
And humor always educates, you know, we can
Yeah.
put Daniel in a bear costume and have him dig through my trash, you know,
Mm.
then I'll show off my new locking trash can. No, Daniel, you can't get my trash.
I could complain. I could make a
Very good, Kenny,
complaining
thank you.
video.
We
I
have
pay $280 for a bear-proof can.
$10 a month from Republic.
Yeah, then I saw that after I bought the
Um,
$280 one.
We have an multi-agency Bear Smart Missoula working group that is working toward a plan to become a Bear Smart community. We've almost completed the first step in that process, which is a hazards assessment, and we'll be presenting it to City Council and to the BCC within coming weeks.
Oh,
So that'll be at probably committee of the whole and at a commissioners meeting.
Hey, Jenny, side note on that, do you guys have an Engage Missoula page up for that? Or
No.
you do? Okay, let's talk about maybe doing that
We
between.
could talk about that. It's been, you know, it's not a city initiative or a county initiative.
Mm.
It grew from bear experts in the community. I mean, Chris Servine and Jamie Jonkel and Aaron Edge from Defenders. And we will have a website,
Okay,
but since it's not a city project per se, I'm not sure. We should discuss.
yeah, we've just been getting a lot of feedback on that. So yeah, we'll discuss later, but.
all right. So I'd like to complain again. I paid $280 at Ace Hardware, you know, because a bear had been terrorizing the neighborhood all through the fall. And then in the spring, there was more bear. And I thought, oh, I'm going to do it. And then like a week later, Republic said, well, for $10, I guess a quarter, or $40 for the year, or maybe they pick them up in the dead of summer or the dead of winter. I don't know. But I was glad to see they made the move, you know, that because it's really
they have had
expensive.
them. They've had them and we've promoted them ever since
Mhm.
we did the bear buffer zone, which I think was like 2012.
Yeah.
But in the past year, they have been very difficult to get, and Republic has been out of them.
Mm.
But
And they also told me, Ginny, oh, it's only for the rattlesnake. You know, my house is right by the skate park, Midtown, and they're like,
No,
no,
and-
no, we're not giving you
I mean,
a bear proof for
the
there.
other problem is that Republic closed its Missoula customer service
Oh,
desk.
yeah, they're far
So
away when
now
you
you're
talk to them.
calling Boise, and that was supposed to be seamless, but it wasn't. So that's sort of an issue, but Chad got in 500 bear resistant carts, and they're $10 a month in every
Oh, a
neighborhood.
month. A
And
month.
he's expecting to get 500 more. But it's been a supply chain manufacturing thing.
Yeah.
Does the new trash company offer them? I have Grizzly Disposal, the new competition for Republic.
I don't
if
know.
they
We're
offer-
hoping that they do. And
Mm.
he had said that they would, but I have not heard that they do.
Okay. I just have hungry students across the street at this point, so I'm okay, but you know,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to know. It'd be nice to know if I
Yeah,
need to get
You
one.
should call them as a customer.
Mm,
And if they don't offer them, encourage them to do so.
yeah. And then
Squeaky
report
wheel.
back next month.
Okay, that's my homework. I'm on it, writing it down.
Mhm.
right
I want to know.
Well, Jenny, thanks for coming to the first meeting with as many ideas as you had. It's nice when we get some new content lined up and more conversations for our folks to have.
Mhm.
Anyone have anything else before we move on to the next item?
I had a question. Is there a point where I can ask the committee's question?
we're generally fairly informal, so I'll entertain a question.
I have been, I noticed MCAT shares a lot of the city council meetings, and I've been attempting to attend every committee meeting virtually that I could find on the, it's very dry podcast, we'll say. And I ran into a lot of issue as Jane and Joe Missoula to access them. I ran into issues where I had to register for Google just to get a hold of the agenda, to get the logins, where the contact person's information, the number was disconnected.
What?
That meeting. I didn't know if we were sort of to make sure that, we're the guardians of transparency kind of, right? I didn't know if that was under here or it's under a city clerk thing, because I'm going to try it one more month, because some meetings didn't happen because they were postponed, and a lot of meetings don't happen in June generally. But are we the ones who help to, I don't know, curate that access?
No, Jenny, are you talking about, you're talking about city meetings, so city council committees, and city boards and commissions?
Even Destination Missoula, I even attended the cemetery committee. Talk about a good social schedule.
So Destination Missoula is not part of the city,
Mm-mm.
and I don't know how to access them, but any city meeting you can access off the city website.
Yeah, and just some of the contacts, I can look them up again. Some of the contact didn't work. The phone number was disconnected on the page for that meeting's staffer. I have to go back and do. I just didn't know if we were part of that.
No.
I was just going to speak for board and commissions. Why don't you give me a call tomorrow or email me? Because it might be that some of the information on one of the board pages is incorrect. I can help you with that.
We don't get a lot of public comment ever on these kind of things. So it was a good sort of just test drive to see if I could get in,
But Heidi, shouldn't she be able to access board and commission meetings off the city calendar?
Yes. But if she's trying to contact a staff person, that's different.
Right.
And sometimes the links didn't work that were posted in the agenda on the website. I mean, like I literally go through it because I'm the Zoom person for our team. So I'm used to the issues. So I'm going through it and some of the links didn't work. I emailed, then I got some, right? Once I had to call the city for one of them. It's just to go as just that Jane and Joe Missoula to see if I actually wanted to, an hour before the meeting, go on the calendar, could I do it? And it wasn't that easy for some of them. I mean, I absolutely, I have some notes on some of them, but yeah.
Now, why don't I
I was a
talk
little
to you
nervous at
about
the
it?
police one. They had me introduce myself and I was like, oh.
Well, we just
Definitely talk to
migrated.
Heidi about that.
Yeah.
Because
we just migrated all the boards and commissions. So sometimes that information isn't always tested. I try to test it, but yeah, I'll help you.
And going on Zoom is really, it's been a godsend for democracy. I mean, if you want to see it, it's there, don't even have to leave your house. So thank you, Heidi.
Sure.
All right, great. Wonderful. Moving on ahead, new business. We don't have any current new business in front of us right now. Thus, with that, MCAT board and MCTEC board comment. I don't believe we have a member of the MCAT board with us today. Is that right, Joel?
It is. Mike Painter, bless his soul. He went off the board because he and his wife want to do some traveling, so he didn't up for another term. But he might come back, but not on the regular. I guess that's it.
Wonderful. Well, as ever, he's always welcome as a member of the public, and if any member of the MCAT board wants to join us for any updates that they might have, and we're always happy to have them here. With that, I don't believe we've held any agenda items. The date of our next meeting, for the first time in several months, is going to be regularly on the third Monday of a given month on June 20th, 2022. With that, does anyone have anything else for the good of the order?
I actually have an update about our meeting. So I volunteered us to be one of the meetings that is migrated to Teams webinar. And that will start with the June meeting. And that means if you want to come in person, you can. Oh boy, sorry about that. Okay, is that better? A little bit.
In some ways
So-
worse, in some ways better.
Like a bat seeking insects.
So with the next meeting, you can attend virtually or in person. But I wanted to tell you where the mayor's conference room is. It is no longer in City Hall. It's across the street from City Hall, kind of in the brick building next to the alley on the far right side. And it has a city logo. And I hope you don't mind if I volunteered us, but you're all very nice and easy to get along with, and I didn't think you'd mind.
I am notably okay with nearly everything, so absolutely, you're welcome to volunteer us for that.
Nevin, you're so easy. Well,
I really-
we're trying to move everything into this hybrid meeting format. I think city council committees will be the last because they can't get in that back into city council chambers on Wednesdays until the court is out of there. And the court remodel has to be finished in City Hall to get the court out of there, but we're trying boards and commissions. And Heidi thought we would be a good test case to see if we could get along, sitting in a room together and some people being virtual. So we'll see what happens.
I will give you more information by email too, as I learn.
Well, looking forward to that. I certainly plan to be in person in June, so looking forward to, in some instances, seeing some of these people in person for the very first time, despite, oh gosh, a 2-year working relationship with some of the folks here. So delightful. Folks, that brings us to the end of our agenda. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn?
So moved by Jenny. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Jen. And fantastic. Without discussion or objection, we'll unanimously consent to adjourn. Discussion or objection? Anyone want to hang out longer? Nope. Great. I get to go to the river and we are adjourned.
Bye.
Thanks for coming,
Thank you,
folks.
everyone.
Have a great night.